Good morning or good afternoon, kids. Today is Science 5. But before we start, please get your workbook and textbook. For workbook, please open page 78, 79, 80, 81, and 82. For textbook, please open your textbook, 106, 107, and 108. Again, for workbook, 78, 79, 80, 81, and 82. For textbook, 106, 107, and 108. So, let's start. So, our topic is about constellation. So, this is continuation last time. Again, constellation. So, what is constellation? Please open your workbook, page number 78 and 79. Again, 78 and 79. For textbook, 106, 107. Okay, what is constellation? So, constellation is a group of stars. So, means constellation is a group of stars. Again, constellation is a group of stars that forms a pattern. So, and an asterism is an official constellation. So, this is an asterism. This asterism is an official constellation and it can be part of a constellation. For example, the Southern Cross is an asterism, which is part of the cross. So, this is the Southern Cross, this is the Southern Cross, and this is the cross. So, this is the asterism. And this is part of the cross. Again, this is the this is the cross, and this is Southern Cross. Again, asterism is an official constellation. So, another is zodiac. Zodiac is another family of constellations. So, means this is stars. So, means constellation is a group of stars. Again, so there are 12 zodiacal constellations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, this is 12 zodiacal constellation. Again, zodiac is another family of constellations. So, means this is another group of stars. And the zodiac is the family of constellation. Again, constellation is a group of stars. And these are the 12 zodiacal constellations. Again, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. So that are the 12 zodiacal constellations. So we have 88 officially recognized constellations. So, means we have 88 group of stars because constellation is group of stars. So, how many 88 officially recognized constellation? Example of constellation is the cross. So, the cross is constellation, a group of stars. And Orion. Another example of constellation is Orion. So, Orion is another constellation. So, means group of stars. This is the cross and this is Orion. So, Orion, they have two brightest stars, Betelgeuse and Rigel. Again, Betelgeuse and Rigel. Again, this is the cross. This is Orion. And this Orion, there are two brightest stars, Betelgeuse and Rigel. So next is, so the cross is the smallest constellation. It is 4 bright stars, 1, 2, 3, 4, across that point to the south. This cross is known as Southern Cross. So this is known as Southern Cross. The Southern Cross consists of 5 stars, and it is an asterism. So this is asterism. An asterism is unofficial constellation, means unofficial constellation. It can be part of the constellation. Again, this is 4 brightest stars. The Southern Cross consists of 5 stars, and it is an asterism. So an asterism is an official constellation. So this is the cross, and known as Southern Cross. So next is Orion. So at Orion, there are 2 brightest stars. Orion looks like the hunter, so holding a club and a shield with a sword hanging from his belt. It is famous for its asterism, which is known as Orion's belt. The Orion belt is easy to spot as it has 3 bright stars in a row. 3 brightest stars. Look at this. This is 1, 2, 3, the brightest stars. 3 brightest stars. The 2 brightest stars in the Orion are Betelgeuse and Rigel. The 2 brightest stars in Orion are Betelgeuse and Rigel. This one and this one. Next is, this is Ursa Major. So this is the Ursa Major. These 2 stars of the Big Dipper points to the tail. This is the 2, 1 and 2. This is Ursa Minor and Polaris. Again, the 2 of the Big Dipper point to the tail of Ursa Minor and Polaris. This is 1 and 2. This is the 2 stars. So this is the Ursa Minor, the Big Dipper point. This is the Big Dipper point. So we have the 2 stars, Ursa Minor and Polaris. That is part of constellation. So the Ursa Major, it means the Great Bear Latin. Great Bear Latin looks like the bear. A part of this constellation forms another group star as the Big Dipper. The Big Dipper is an asterism. So means asterism is not an official constellation. The 2 stars of Big Dipper point to Polaris, that is the brightest star of another constellation known as Ursa Minor or the Little Bear in Latin. Polaris is also known as the North Stars. So Polaris is more than 2,500 times brighter than the Sun. So again, Polaris is more than 2,500 times brighter than the Sun. So this is, when you look at the sky, so the stars and the Sun is rise in the east and set in the west. So east and west. Then east and west. The stars and Sun are the same. Rise in the east and set in the west. From the east, then go to the west. Rise from the east and set in the west. Like the Sun also rise in the east and set in the west. The same stars and the Sun when you look at the sky. Again, Sun rise from the east and set in the west. The same the stars rise in the east and set in the west. This is because the earth rotates from the west to the east. So this is rotate from the west from the west to the east. Why does the constellation appear from the east and set in the west? Constellation is group of stars. Because the constellation appears to the rays from the east and set in the west because the earth rotates from the west to the east. The earth takes a year to complete the revolution on its orbit around the sun. So this is the sun, and the constellation can be seen only in the certain times of the year, because the orbit around the sun as the earth changes its position around the sun through the year. So means the changes this is the planets, and this is the sun in the center of the solar system. So this is the being located on the interior surface of the large sphere center. This is the earth, and this is the earth is called celestial sphere, and the centered on the earth. This do you call that celestial sphere. So, I hope you understand our topic for today. Please open your workbook, page number 83 and 84. Please answer, tick the correct statement and cross the incorrect statement. So, stars are balls made of hydrogen and helium. Correct or incorrect? Stars are smaller than the earth. Correct or incorrect? Planets give out heat and light. Correct or incorrect? Stars revolve around the sun in their orbits. Letter E, an asterism is one of the officially recognized constellations. Letter F, stars seem to rise from the east and set in the west. Letter G, we can only see stars are the opposite direction of the sun. Number 2, the diagram below shows a constellation moving across the sky at night. So, the question is, what is the constellation shown in the diagram above? Letter B, why does the constellation appear to rise from the east and set in the west? Because the answer is the constellation appear to rise from the east and set in the west because the earth rotates from the west to the east. That is the answer. So next is, the Southern Cross is an asterism. The question is, what is an asterism? So, asterism is an official constellation. Next is, which constellation does the Southern Cross belong? Which constellation? So the answer is the cross. Next is, draw the Southern Cross. Draw the Southern Cross. Then number 4, how many angles? How many? So write the angles of these hands and fingers. So I hope you understand our topic for today. See you again next time. Thank you and goodbye.